the course is shit. It's total crap. It's incredibly basic for a business owner, because it says things like, you need to solve a painful problem in the market. Well, thank you, Sam. I mean, we're all aware of that, right? No, look. I think that Deadlock sales advice is 10 times better than Sam's one.
Hey guys, we're in the studio right now. I just wanted to make a quick note about the video you're about to watch on Sam Ovens. It's a Sam Ovens testimonial from someone who took his course. Now, the testimonial is anonymous, which we address in the video. Watching back through it though, I think in the future I won't be allowing anonymous testimonials. Not because I don't think they're valid, but because I think they make for sort of boring watching. This is gonna be a much better listening experience for a lot of you, because you won't be hampered by the fact that you can't see him. So in the future, if you contact me, as always, I take testimonials from people who have had experiences with fake gurus. You can email me, but in the future, I will not be having anonymous testimonials. I understand Alex's concern about it, but in the future, that's just not gonna be something I wanna do. That said, I think one of the most interesting critiques that Alex levels against Sam is that essentially Sam's course is just the summation of a few books and a few ideas that Sam has repackaged into this $2,000 course. So if you want to know what those books are, and if you want basically a more thorough version of Sam's course, according to Alex, you can go down below. There are links to the books and all of that stuff, and you can get it for really cheap. With that all said, I hope you enjoyed this fake guru. As always, leave me feedback, let me know what you thought, and thanks guys, I'll see you soon. Okay, we're just gonna have to try this, even though the video's glitching a little bit. Guys, we are here with an anonymous whistleblower on Sam McLovin. First, let me start by saying thank you for coming on. Welcome everyone to Fake Guru. Today we have a testimonial from Sam Ovens' course. Now, given that Alex does not want to show his face, he said that, well, I'll let you explain in a second why you don't want to show your face, but I am including proof of his purchase just as verification that this is not just anybody, this is someone who actually purchased this course. Would you like to briefly explain, because I think it's important to address why you're not showing your face real quick.
You know, because there is stuff of me online, on LinkedIn and all of that. I don't want people to harass me. I think some students, they might come to me for some reason. Maybe they don't agree with me. Also, Sam is well known for taking legal action, like things like fighting chargebacks. I really don't want to, you know, just be public.
That's totally fine. Yeah, and that's totally fine. Now, Let's talk about Sam Ovens. I think it's an important time. Our last video was about Sam Ovens. Dave Rogenmoser is soon going to make he said he wanted to make a response video. He said I got a few things wrong, so it should be interesting to see what comes of that. I'm always interested in fact-checkable resources, but in the spirit of that, in the spirit that we're all talking about Sam Ovens, start me off. What was your first, how'd you learn about Sam Ovens? How'd you get, hooked in by him? Talk to me.
All right, so basically, I've been into sales for 5 years. I've been doing sales jobs, etc., etc. But, I wanted to start my own thing and make more money. Because at the end of the day, if you're working for someone else, even if you're pretty decent at sales, your income is kind of capped, that. So 3 years ago, I saw his webinar. And he was pretty much promising you to get a high-ticket client in your consulting business within a short amount of time, like making $2,000 per client, pretty much. And I mean, he had a pretty solid guarantee. Like, if you don't like the course within 14 days, you get your money back, and I'll also send you a $100 check to your mail. Now, if you go on Google, actually, there are countless complaints of him not honoring the refund guarantee. On top of that, he does not send the $100 check. It's pretty dishonest in my opinion, but I'll leave you that. And so, and 1 year later, I got into his program. I think, yeah, it was 2 years ago. Yeah, I think. And
1 year after you saw the webinar or whatever it was, right?
Sorry?
1 year after you first saw the webinar is what you're saying?
Yes, okay. It's been a while, yes. And yeah, he improved his marketing. It was, it sounded even better. And I put the trigger. I actually invested $2,000 into his course. And here's the thing: everyone says that it's a great course, it's a great online program, but in reality, it's pretty much a business fundamentals course. It's a business 101 course. It's absolutely nothing special. And as a matter of fact, it's just a compilation of the most popular Amazon books. For instance, so basically, the course is divided into 6 weeks. Okay, so week 1 is I think it's my personal MBA from Michael Kaufman. It just
you mean Josh Kaufman?
Yeah, something like that. I don't remember the author, but yeah,
it is.
And it's absolutely nothing special the first week. It teaches you how to pick a niche. That's how he called it, and things like that. And then the second week is about mindset, and it's just psycho-cybernetics with it's pretty much psycho-cybernetics, and along with other self-help books, the most popular ones. And it basically, it's if you are into something very mainstream, the law of attraction, something like that, affirmations, vision board, trying to make a new character of yourself. I mean, nothing special. We all know that business is all about mindset, right?
Right. And that's your point. It's just a basic. It's just
yes.
a basic course.
Even Sam himself, he recommends those books on his channel because they are very popular. And yeah, that's week 2. Nothing special. Now, week 3 is pretty much about sales. Here's the thing. Sam is terrible at sales. He's awful. And week 3 is pretty much spin selling, which is one of the most popular book about sales. And the techniques are kind of outdated. And
I'm going to have you send me these books after the show so that I can link them on screen as you say them.
Yes. And basically, it gives you basically a script that you have to follow, that you have to tweak according to your niche, your industry, something like that. Here's the thing. It's pretty much question-based selling, right? Where you ask questions to the prospect, and you try.
Is this Dan Locke all over again? This is Dan Locke's thing. Ask a bunch of questions.
I also have HTC, but HTC I didn't pay for it. Like a friend of mine shared the course with me.
Who has worse sales advice, Dan Locke or Sam Muffins?
No, look. I think that Dan Locke sales advice it's 10 times better than Sam's one. Because here's the problem. It gives you this long script. I actually tried his script in the real estate. I was closing for a digital marketing agency working with realtors. And, people, I will ask so many questions and people will tell me, look, why are you asking me so many questions? Like, why don't you just get to the fucking point? Because people nowadays don't have time for a 45 minutes, sales call. They have they don't have a great attention span, or they're kind of busy. These things, they hardly work. And just following a script is kind of stupid because every prospect is different. Now, at least Denlock says, well, you have to, there are different kind of prospects. He says there's the Pearl prospect, there's the Ruby. It's okay because you need to have a decent emotional quotient just to understand, this guy, I need to behave like this with him or with her. Okay?
Yeah, address the facts or address their fears or right. This is a very common thing in sales.
Yes, this using a script is pretty much a cookie cutter approach. I mean, it doesn't work all the time.
Totally cookie cutter. It's like the most basic sales you can do.
Yes. So another thing, just the sales techniques are pathetic. For instance, he says, well, I invented the semovent silence. So do you want to know what the semovent silence is?
No, what is it? What is it?
So basically, like for example, let's say that you state the price, okay? You state the price. Then you have to stay silent. You have to shut up. And you have to wait for the prospect to say something. Now, here's the problem with that. It's pretty much a high pressure technique, okay? And if you go to his consulting accelerator group, many people will say, the silence went for 3 minutes, and eventually the prospect hang up the phone. Because
wait, you're on the phone. See, this seems like a technique that would work better in person because people don't have the option to hang up.
Yes.
So you're on the phone. You go, it's $5,000.
Yes, and then you shut up and you just wait for the prospect to answer. Okay, that's it. You gotta wait. But not only for just stating the price, even for just, it says you need to shut up many times. You just need to stay silent. Okay, things like that. I mean, it's really high pressure to the prospect, and it won't feel, you will feel under pressure and eventually it will hang up. So pretty much week 3 is fucking trash. It's awful.
Well, because it sounds like week 3, which sales is a very complicated subject. They only give you a hammer, and when you only have a hammer, you can only do one thing every time you get a prospect, no matter what they are, whether it's a screw, a nail, a paper clip, a staple. You just have to hammer. You're just hammering.
Yes. On top, silence in sales is a well-known technique, but it pretty much says things that are not true. Like it says, I made this, I invented this. No, Sam, this is well-known.
He says he came up with it?
Yes, for lots of things. Actually, in his course, he says, well, you're not going to believe what I'm going to show you because this is not on Google. This is not on the internet.
Yeah, it is.
Yes, actually, he actually says this, but this stuff is everywhere.
Everywhere. This is basic.
It's incredibly basic. And yeah.
Dude, can I say one thing? This is a common thread with fake gurus. And my real problem with fake gurus is because what I classify a fake guru at, pretty much I don't think any individual course is worth $2,000. With the democratization of information, I don't think anyone can possibly justify a $2,000 course anymore. But what drives me up the wall is when people repackage old ideas and then slap a $2,000 price tag on it, pull from like 6 books, and then call it brand new.
Yes, exactly. That's what it does. In his course, he says, do not copy because, people that copy, plagiarize content, they are not successful. This is what he's doing. He's just taking stuff from other gurus, other books, other gurus, industry-specific gurus, and he just repackages everything and he puts it into one course.
Oh, he tells everyone else not to copy, but he copies?
Yes. He says, do not copy. People that copy are not successful, blah, 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 blah. And he actually copies everyone.
Well, mediocre artists copy. Great artists steal. So I think Sam is just stealing while everyone else is copying.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
That's what he's doing. And about week 3, what else to say? I'm just opening the member dashboard for a second. Let's see if I have to say something. Yeah, and also week 3 is very, I mean, he makes those 2 hours videos, but he's very long-winded. Like, it's very long-winded. Like, for example, one video is 1 hour, but that can be said in 20 minutes or less.
Sure. Yeah.
And then we say something. I'll give you, 40 hours of content, but that can be said in few hours, maybe. That's the problem.
So it pads out what he says he's offering, but really he's just offering a few ideas.
Yes. And you will just hear him again and again and again, like he says with his Kiwi accent, just repeating the same things over and over again and again.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Again and again. That's funny, dude.
Again and again and again.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, he's a fun accent. Yeah. I kind of like his accent. His accent's kind of nice. But
it sounds nice.
No, I know. Probably after listening to 40 hours of it, it's not as nice anymore.
Yeah, it's not pleasant. I guarantee that.
So at what point do you realize? Are we finished with the course yet? Are we still going?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right. Let's go through it.
So then we have week 4. Okay, so week 4 is just some client acquisition techniques, lead generation techniques, and it gives you a funnel that it says, well, I came up with this funnel. No, he didn't come up with that funnel. That funnel belongs to, I think it's a mix of Adam Spiel mixed with the client acquisition system of Frank Kern. You know him, right?
No, I don't know him. No.
Frank Kern. I mean, he's quite popular, but yeah.
It might be because I'm not hearing properly. When you send me the book, I'll know.
Actually, okay, no worries.
I think you might have sent it to me. Hold on. Did you send me that email yet? I think you did.
Yes.
Okay, hold on. Let me pull up the email. I'll just edit this out.
Actually, I'll bring the email as well, so I have a direction.
Oh, Frank Kern. Okay, and Adam Spiel.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, I got it. All right, go ahead. I'm actually seeing some interesting stuff. This is hilarious. Yeah.
Yes, so it's pretty much ripped off from them, and he basically tells you, you need to go on. You need to go on Facebook, on LinkedIn, and you need to add people, and then you need to send a direct outreach message, and talk with these people, or you need to do email outreach. And things like that. And he says cold calling does not work, which is bullshit. Because
cold calling does not work? That's so insane.
Yes, he says things like that cold calling is outdated, it doesn't work.
But he says email lead generation isn't outdated?
Email outreach, it's pretty much sending, emails in bulk to people, things like that.
Mass emailing is like, dude, I think that, even though I do know that like works, like it does work, but people are so good at filtering out spam now, man.
Yes.
So much of it just goes to the spam folder. And now Gmail and stuff like that, they actively filter for people. So a lot of that stuff never reaches them.
Yes, exactly. Now I do something more sophisticated, like I send an email, then I call and I say, hey, I sent you an email, did you read that? Something like that, something more sophisticated, because I don't rely on just, email prospecting alone. I don't think it really works.
Right.
And it basically tells you to just, talk with people on social media and book appointments and close them with his retarded script, asking 30 questions. And what else? Hong Kong. I think that's pretty much it. And now we have next we have week 5, which is about Facebook ads. Now, actually, this is not too bad. This is pretty good, but here's the problem. So you know that Facebook is constantly changing their advertising platform.
Yeah.
So basically, any digital marketing course, it's always outdated. That's the problem with that.
Right.
It's always outdated. I think he copied. Let me see. It's pretty much the carbon copy of Facebook Ads Profit Maximizer by Jason Hornung. I think that's the course.
Got it. I mean, this is going to be useful for people because, look, even if you like Sam Ovens, basically you can get the same course for far less. You just have to do a little work and get some books and take it. Yeah.
But actually, if you think about it, I mean, 2,000, that's a lot of money. You can just buy, there are books on Amazon, it's $10. You can buy 200 books for every industry, like for sales, for mindset. Why the fuck do you buy an overpriced course that...
I know. Dude, I'm putting together right now, and actually I'd appreciate your help with this. So we can even leave this in the video. I want to put together a list of books for people to buy for like $100 that gets them 10 times the value that any kind of crappy 2K courses. Look, let me just be real with the people right now, because I've actually talked to a couple of gurus now. Here's what the $2,000 course actually, the reason for the $2,000 price tag. Everyone says, oh, my course is just so worth it. That's not actually true. Somebody told me, look, I want to price my course for less, but the other gurus, when they get a lead and they actually get someone to pay $2,000, they refunnel like 80% of that money back into advertising for new leads. So a lot of that profit just goes into advertising, and they're just trying to, so they're able to scale a lot faster than the gurus who charge less. And that's why all the gurus end up charging so much money, is because they can't compete with the other gurus who are advertising way more. But it leads to this really scummy system where who gets stuck with the advertising bill? The client, like the people who are desperate for a way out of their financial situation, who want to find a better path for themselves, that all they end up doing is paying for the advertising to other desperate, broke people.
Yes. One thing, they will get into that later. Sam Ovens didn't get rich from his own advice that he's giving into this course. So that's called paradox of practice. Now, there is a very good book that I recommend, which is called Fast Lane to Millions, which is from MJ DeMarco. And actually, Sam has copied MJ DeMarco as well. It's a great book that I really recommend, that talks about these gurus, what they do. That pretty much is a sort of fast lane for them to sell a course and get rich from selling courses.
Really?
Yes. Wow. And we'll get into that later, because you're buying a course, but the advice that he's giving did not make him rich. I thought when I purchased the course, I thought that this stuff made him rich, because that's what he says.
That's not true. He's not speaking from experience.
No, actually, he got very lucky. I'll tell you that later. And so now back to the online program. We're just debunking the program. We are at week 5. It's just the Facebook ads profit maximizer. It's good, but it's outdated. Even people in the consulting group, they say it's outdated because Facebook has changed. So I would say it's not that bad. It gives you the foundation for Facebook ads, but it's outdated. You need to be up to date with Facebook ads.
Right.
And now one thing about so these gurus, they give you, let's say, we give you a community group where you can ask questions. You can go there and ask questions or whatever. Here's the problem. If you ask questions, most of the times you hardly get an answer. Because myself, when I was trying, the same stuff, I was following his advice, and I failed miserably with his advice. And I tried for months. I put in the hard work. Now it's my fault, but I believe it's also his fault because the course fucking sucks.
Wait. Talk about that real quick, because a lot
Yes.
of people think people who come on here
Yeah.
are losers. They're just disappointed because they didn't put in the work. Talk a
Yes.
little bit about, putting in the work.
Look, dude, I speak with people that have his course. It's becoming sort of cult now, and they tell me, many people I see that they do not succeed with his course. Many fail. The vast majority, they fail with his course. And I think Sam, he used to show the success rate with the student success rate. Now he hides that because it's gone down. Because the problem with Sam is that he's targeting everyone, okay? Everyone. He's targeting consultants, coaches, entrepreneurs, everyone. So obviously, very few people will have actual success with his course compared
if you accept
to
everyone, you're most people are gonna lose.
Yes, you're not very specific, right?
Right.
And the whole thing, also, one big problem with Sam is that he has a very loose concept of consulting. Can I ask you, what is a consultant to you?
A consultant is some kind of expert that may render some kind of a niche service, and they work on a case-by-case basis with somebody. I could consult as a YouTube kind of algorithm expert, because I've done a lot of work in that.
Yes, let's say that you're just an expert in a particular field and you give advice to someone, right? So he says that, everyone is confused, and a consultant is, a coach is a consultant. According to him, everyone is a consultant. This does not make any sense.
Yeah,
right.
A teacher is not a consultant. A coach is not a consultant. These things are not the same.
Yes, exactly. And I thought that I was going to become a consultant, but then he has, he teaches you to follow some service delivery models, which are done for you, which basically if you do digital marketing, web design, things like that, pretty much you are doing done for you, right? And then he says there is another stage, which is one-on-one coaching, this kind of stuff. You start to become a coach, something like that. And then there is online courses. Now, here's what he says. He says, okay, so you have to go through all these stages. But you cannot take shortcuts. You have to go through all the stages. You cannot go and sell an online course straight away, okay? Now, when you reach the end of the course, he says, this is the end of the course, but if you're struggling, if you want the boost, you can just upgrade to up-level consulting, okay, for 6,000. And he says, it's just fine. You can just sell a course straight away. That's fine. So he just contradicts himself. He's pretty dishonest, in my view.
That's really funny. So he says never sell a course before you've done one-on-one coaching or whatever.
Yes.
But if you're struggling, go ahead and sell a course, because that's a fast way to get money.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
That's hilarious.
Yes.
And honestly, you see people taking this advice, because there's never been more courses from people who clearly have no experience other than selling a course. That's their only thing.
Sorry, can you say the question again?
No, it wasn't a question. I was just saying that you see that people are taking his advice and other gurus' advice, because I've never seen more people offering courses. Everybody and their mother has a course right now.
Yes, everyone now is making these courses because the education industry is growing. People are just making courses on Udemy, whatever that is, and selling them. Yeah, I confirm that. And then we have week 6. By the way, up-level consulting is pretty much consulting accelerator. The same thing. He repeats the same things for 6,000, but just for selling an online course. Maybe
so he teaches you how to sell a course.
Yes.
But you have to pay him $6,000 for the privilege.
Yes, 6,000. And then he has another upgrade, which is Quantum Mastermind. I don't know about that. So I spoke with people that have up-level consulting, and they are very disappointed because it's the same thing of consulting accelerator, but for courses. Same thing. Just so if you guys want to learn how to make a course, how to build a course, market a course, you can just go on Thinkific. They have all their knowledge base. All their knowledge base is enough for you to just make a course and sell it and promote it. That's all you need. You don't need to pay 6,000.
Yeah, that's just so disappointing.
And yeah, then we have week
$6,000. I cannot believe that, dude. That's so insane.
Yes, 6,000. But I didn't pay for that.
And there's probably a lot of people who do pay for it.
Yes, of course.
Anyway, go ahead.
Yes, sure. So now we are week 6, and week 6 is, I don't remember, to be honest. I think it's another part of the personal MBA from Josh Kaufman, I think.
Right.
And then we have the bonus week, okay? And basically, you cannot access the bonus week. You have to leave a testimonial.
Oh, this is how he gets all the testimonials.
Yes.
Okay,
And even myself, I left a testimonial, but in the testimonial I said, okay, I said something like, I think it's a good course. I didn't make any money from it, but I just make a testimonial just to get the bonus week. And basically, the bonus week is.
Wait, hold on. I'm confused. How are people leaving such positive testimonials saying how I made all this money and blah blah blah, when you hardly finish you don't even finish the course before you leave a testimonial?
I don't know, dude. I think the majority of people, they don't even go through his course, right? Because it's very long-winded. Even myself, I was struggling to just rewind the videos, and because they are very long, to be honest, and the content is very thin.
Yeah, he just stretches it out, like you said.
Yes. And yeah, pretty much that's how he gets lots of testimonials, I think. Then some people, they get all excited. Here's the problem with his course. Another thing, is that it gives you a strange motivation. He uses NLP techniques like, you will learn this, okay? You won't believe what I'm going to teach you. Like, this will blow your mind.
Yeah, let's explain neuro-linguistic programming, because I don't think I've ever talked about that on the show. But it's what a lot of these gurus believe in.
Yes.
Explain real quick what neuro-linguistic programming is.
I don't know. I believe there is no scientific evidence that NLP actually works. That's what I've read. But these gurus like Tony Robbins or these other gurus, they preach about it. I think it works. It just, I think it can work just for, I don't know, dude. I think it helps to remove, limiting beliefs and things like that can get in the way. But, it's not a magic pill. That's my opinion. But yeah, the thing is, it's very good at making you think that the course is great. That's why many people say the course is great, because they are totally brainwashed.
And they probably don't know, if you don't know anything about business or mindset,
yes,
saying the most obvious things in the world
yes,
sound revolutionary.
Yes, exactly.
But the second you crack a couple books, you realize, oh wait, this is not revolutionary at all.
No, it's not. It's
People
not.
have been
It's
saying it for, centuries, almost centuries maybe. I don't know about centuries, but
yes,
decades. And they sell their books for $10,
yes. And there's a friend of mine. He's read 300 books, and he got into Sam Owens as well. And like me, he's not a fan of him. He realized he was conned. He says, "Well, I don't know how he managed to make me push my buy button, but the course is shit. It's total crap. It's incredibly basic for a business owner because it says things like, you need to solve a painful problem in the market." Well, thank you, Sam. I mean, we're all aware of that, right? Business is about solving fucking problems, right?
Yeah, that's like the most obvious thing ever. You need to, if you can solve painful problems, people
you
will
get
pay
rich.
you for it.
Yes, exactly. That's what he teaches
Duh.
in his course. Yeah, because he's just targeting beginners, people, that are not really. Here's what I think. I think that Sam, along with that Dave Roger Musser, whatever his name is, and Andrew Argue, all his testimonials, they are within sort of circle. I don't know. They just review each other, and because I think that's what they are doing. They're just gurus in specific sectors, in specific industries, and they just vouch each other. That's what they do. That's
Well,
what I
for
think.
sure, Dave Rogenmoser is
Yes.
another. I hesitate to call him a fake guru, but he sells a course, and that anyone who sells a $2,000 whatever course usually falls within those lines for me. I'll withhold judgment for him because he's interesting because he seems to have transitioned to a legitimate business. I've seen proof before, and I've seen real companies use it. I don't think that's like a fake thing.
No.
So
I'm aware of proof, and he's going to the SaaS industry
SaaS.
basically. Yeah, and yeah, it's pretty legitimate. He's going
But
to.
before he ever did that, and when he actually wrote the review, he was running a ClickFunnels thing. I mean, he was all into the ClickFunnels and all that.
I don't know about his background, but I don't know about Dave Roger Musser, but I did plenty of research on Sam Owens because I thought, this guy made a lot of money. Like, how did he make all that money? He's legit. And then after my research, I concluded, no, he's not legit. He's full of shit.
Yeah, what? Tell us, because you figured out where he made all his money, right?
Yes. So basically, Sam started. He was 21 years old. He didn't like working at Vodafone. And then he tried to run a business. I think he was selling. No, I think he made a lunch board for businesses. I don't remember, and that failed. And he got into debt. Then he tried another thing, and he got in debt again, 30K in debt, I think. And then he had a turning point. He basically, he did actual market research in the real estate niche, and basically he purchased a course called The Foundation, and he basically bootstrapped an app called Snap Inspect. And he was still kind of desperate because I think he could not make ends meet, and he hired because Sam was pretty bad at sales, so he hired an Australian salesman in Australia, and this salesman was supposed to sell his Snap Inspect app. And then he found, I think he found a dumbass that actually bought his app for 10 millions.
He sold his app for $10 million?
Yes.
That's insane. That's insane,
Yes.
dude. That's crazy.
Because that was his exit strategy.
Good for him.
Yes, absolutely good for him. That's a good thing he did. I think he got lucky personally because I don't think the app was that good. Because finding a 8-digit buyer, that's pretty good in my opinion.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
For a shitty app, that's just my opinion though. And then, yeah, I think he failed to replicate that because I don't think that luck can be easily replicated.
No, it cannot.
And then he realized that by selling a course and becoming a guru, you can make a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
I think he got that from Frank Kern, back from Info Business Blueprint, something like that, from Frank Kern. And because if you see his consulting accelerator group, it's 7 years old, and he's now 30, and he sold Snapping Spec, I think, at 23. So he quickly started this thing of consulting, where he was teaching people to build this consulting thing that I don't even know what that is, to be honest. If it's digital marketing, if it's coaching, consulting, or all of them. And yeah, he started to sell courses early. I think his first course was called Consulting Cash Flow. That's his first course, and then he changed to Consulting Accelerator. And I heard that the first course was actually terrible, like even worse than this one. And yeah, that's pretty much it about his story. That's how he got rich. So he didn't get rich from his own advice, pretty much. That's
right, because
all
right, hold on. Because for everyone who's wondering, his own advice is consulting, how to consult, and selling an app has absolutely zero to do with consulting.
Absolutely zero to do. He's not teaching how to.
He should be teaching how to sell an app. That's what he's actually done something.
Exactly.
In.
Then he might say, "Well, if you have my course, you can do the same thing." No, I can't do the same thing. It's different, right?
It's totally different.
Totally different. And yeah, that's pretty much it about his story. I think I left something. I definitely left something, but
wow, that's insane. So let me ask you: did you ever try to get a refund?
It was too late for the refund, and also he gives only a 14 days protection. So basically, and the course, basically, when you go through the course, basically the content is time locked. Okay, so you have to wait some time before you can see the actual thing.
Right. So you can actually get
yeah, you can get the full course. He also gives the free trial, but you just get the first module. I mean, you never figure out if it's actually good or not before the expiration.
Before you have to pay. Before you for sure have to pay.
Yeah, that's the big issue.
Yeah, I think that's a little disappointing. Although in some ways it makes sense not to give away a whole course without someone paying. Mm-hmm. I do think if you're just going to lift other people's content and repackage it, that's kind of weak.
Yes, that's all he's doing. That's absolutely all he's doing. It's just repackaging stuff and selling it for a higher price.
Well, this is great. I mean, this is great. Actually, this is a much different kind of interview than we've had in the past, because in the past, we've had people sort of be like, this person did this person did this. This is just a really good critical examination of his course, that it's nothing special, right? Mm-hmm. That it's like a repackaging of some books, which we will link. So if you want to get Sam Ovens' course and more, you can just go buy those books for $50 or something like that. And I think what may be interesting is why do you think you were taken in by him?
So why did I buy the course, pretty much?
Yeah, what about Sam Ovens made you think? Because, okay, I was thinking about it. Why do people buy Fake Guru courses?
All right, so basically, it's all about marketing. They're just very good at marketing, and also they are a bit dishonest. They give you false expectations, like you're gonna. Dude, when I was watching his webinar, he said this dude, Andrew Argue, became a 8-figure. He's almost doing more than me, and he's a student. I thought, wow, maybe who knows? I can do better than Sam. Things like that. They have a very aggressive marketing, and even this friend of mine, he knows a lot about fake gurus himself. Even himself, he fell for it. He fell for it, and then he asked for a refund. He got everything back because the course was fucking trash.
Well, and I think something people have to know is that it's not just about someone. I mean, yes, you could be a fake guru by lying, but also by misrepresenting expectations, you're also a fake guru. If you make people think
Yes.
that, oh, you know, you're going to be a millionaire by taking my course, you're going to get all these high ticket clients, even if you say, oh, this isn't a get rich quick scheme, because that's what they do. They'll say like, oh, you know, you're going to get so rich, da 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 da. I have helped so many people be so successful, while also not telling you their actual success rate. You know, oh, I've done this, I've done this, I've done this. And then they'll
Yes.
caveat at the very end, but
Yes.
results are not typical. But everything
Yes.
they've set up to that point makes you think results are typical. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yes, exactly. They never focus on the negatives. That's the problem. They just speak about the people that are being successful. Then they say, well, you know, he has this thing, Sam. He says, well, if you complain, you are a loser. You wear the loser uniform. Like you're a loser, okay? If you complain, you're a loser. You know, I never complained in his Facebook group. It's just I put the stuff that he was, you know, teaching for months for me myself, and it didn't work because some things that he teaches are, you know, there are so many things missing. To be honest, so many things missing. But he says things like, you know, that's all you need. You just need my course. Don't worry about it. Just follow exactly what I say. Okay, you'll be successful. Don't worry. Things like that.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
You know, it gives you
You'll be
this
successful,
feeling.
this, and this.
It's getting retarded, to be honest, with these gurus. And then they have the disclaimer and they say, you know, results are not typical just to cover their ass, you know.
Yeah, at the very bottom, you know, whatever. But everything they
But-
say up to that point is like
Yes.
saying like, yes. You can succeed too. Yeah, one thing that the on the complaining note, I've actually had people comment to me, email me that when I made my video about Dan Lok, I've made several videos about Dan Lok. He's kind of my favorite fake guru. They would comment on the video, and Dan Lok has been monitoring the comments and kicking out anyone in his Facebook group that comments on my video. And so not only is negativity not allowed like with fake gurus, but oftentimes you can't even be negative off the Facebook group. If anyone gets wind, like it's like basically like a police state. If you get found that you're being negative or whatever, you're exiled because, you know, it's very cultish. You can't complain for some reason.
I don't know, maybe he doesn't want people to speak bad about him, you know, just you complain about him. I know that's just what he wants to do. That's his style. You know, I personally think that Sam is worse than Dan Lok. That's just my opinion.
I know. I think I get that sense that you think Sam's worse than Dan.
Because
I don't know.
at least
It's
if you go into his YouTube channel, I mean, if you see his objection handling, I mean, that's pretty decent. It's way better than Sam sales stuff. That's for sure, and it's free. I'm not even joking.
Well, look, I always say this to people. I have no problem with people watching fake gurus all day, their YouTube channels. Where I get annoyed is when they buy their $2,000 course. I'm all for free educational content. That's what I'm all for. But when people spin up bad educational content and they try to make it, pretend that it's theirs and sell it for $2,000, that's when I have a problem. And they make false promises to people while they're doing it.
You know, what I want to say now to people is that, what I've learned personally is that you need to avoid all the mainstream gurus. I'm talking about Dan Lok, Sam Ovens, Ty Lopez, Alex Becker, all these mainstream gurus. Just avoid them because they really don't. They can be good at everything, right? About sales, about mindset, about teaching. You know, they can be good at everything. These people talk about everything, right? And even Sam in his course says that you have to be a specialist, not a generalist, right?
Right. But he's right.
Yeah, he's a generalist himself. He's good at everything, right? But in reality, he's good at nothing. He's selling a course about teaching people how to make money, which is a kind of gimmick, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. Warren Buffett does not sell any course, or you know what I mean, right?
Oh, there's millions of successful people who do not sell a course. Because
Exactly.
the first thing you learn when you're successful is that success comes in all different forms, and that oftentimes the way you got successful will not be the way someone else got successful.
Exactly, exactly. Also, if you learn something valuable, you really tend to not share it, right, to the open public. That's what I think.
Of course. Well, and oftentimes I'll say this too, the market opportunities that make people successful are always temporary. For example, making the kinds of YouTube videos I do was a lot less saturated of a market when I got into it. Now, video essays, everybody's making video essays. So would I recommend that somebody just run and dive headfirst into video essays? I wouldn't discourage them, but I wouldn't pretend that you can achieve success by just copying every video that I've ever done. It's like things, there are limited windows of opportunity. So anyone promising a path, they call it a path to success or a system of success is what they like to say.
Yeah.
It falsely implies that success can be systematized, when in reality, success is capitalizing on market opportunities that are temporary.
Exactly, and if a guru sells a course about an opportunity, that thing it will eventually get saturated, right?
Of course, by definition, yeah.
Yeah, and one piece of advice that I can give you guys is that if you want to follow gurus, there are great gurus, but they're not really these mainstream gurus. I'll give you an example. Let's say you want to learn about sales, right? Just go for the ones that are just good at something. For example, Brian Tracy for sales, or Jeremy Miner, things like that. Just go for the people, that don't give mainstream bullshit advice to everyone. It's just, very niche specific. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, they don't spend millions of ads promising lies.
Yes, promoting a lifestyle or promising you of making you rich. It's all bullshit. Just don't fall for it.
Yeah. That's good advice. Hey, I think that's about good. I think we pretty much covered everything. Do you have anything else you want to add as a final thing?
I think myself, personally, this trend of the fake gurus is going to get bigger, so be prepared. Because if you remember, 4 years ago, Tai Lopez rented a Lamborghini, right? Now I see these gurus, they are renting everything. They're getting very sophisticated. It's going to get worse. Because I saw one guy selling, a Forex course or something like that. He's renting models, cars, employees, like everything. He's faking everything. It's getting, even the industry of fake gurus is getting competitive. It's just going to get worse. So you guys need to be careful. They're just going to be more sophisticated, and just stay away from them. That's what I say.
Yep.
Even if it sounds too good to be true, it generally is. Trust me.
No, it always
I paid for it.
Always is too good to be true, dude. That's what I always say. People hang on to hope, and they say, well, maybe this is the one thing in life that's too good to be true. That isn't too good to be true. No, dude, nothing's too good to be true. Everything has a catch. And I don't say that as cynicism, It's like there are great things out there, but none of them are like without their downfalls. I think that's it. I think we pretty much covered everything. Thank you so much, Alex, for coming on and talking about your honest experience with Sam Ovens. I think no matter what you believe about him, I think everyone can learn something from the other side of the story. All we hear all the time is the positive reviews of Sam Ovens, which are obviously incentivized by this extra week that is promised people who leave testimonials. So I really appreciate hearing the other side of the story. And thanks for coming on. We're definitely going to leave a lot of footnotes for where you can find these books, where you can find, basically Sam's whole course, but in a much cheaper form and from the original sources themselves.
Yeah, sure, no problem. I will do that. If you guys need, pretty much a cheap version of the Consulting Accelerator, I'll tell you the books and all the courses, etc. No worries.
Awesome. Thanks for coming on the show. Anybody who wants to do the same, anyone who has an experience with one of their fake gurus, leave me a message. Go email me. That's how Alex got a hold of me. Email me. Tell me you want to come on the show. I think people really enjoy this stuff. So, Anyway, Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.